It's been a while and there's 5 million reasons for it that I have not talked to you guys in quite literally over a year. But we're going to get into that today because, as you can tell by the title of this video, we're going to be doing 10 things I've learned since I've moved abroad or since I've specifically moved to Panama. And these aren't going to be like tourist or like how to get settled, whatever videos, tips. It's more or less like just inner reflection, mental reflection, things of that sort. But I am thinking of doing a video of like the legality of everything in relation to like marriage and things of that sort, like in the future. But this is more of like a reflection. I have so many clips of like my time spent here in the past 12 months, but I was like inconsistently vlogging. I was just kind of in a rut, and we're gonna get into all of that. But of course, grab your little drink. I got my kombucha. It's this chai spice one. It's actually really yummy. It's from this brand here made in Panama called Kokoro, and it's really, really good. But yeah, so we're just gonna dive right in and get into the talking. So the first thing I have written down is one of the first things I've learned since moving here is that not everything is going to work out as planned, and that's okay. There was a lot of things that we had planned when moving here, things like, you know, the speed of like when we were going to get all the legal stuff done, the speed of when we were going to get like all of our furniture and like the friends I was going to make. It was just like this whole like plan. But none of it worked out as I originally had in mind because literally life happens. I feel like, especially in your 20s, I can speak for myself, you start to like micromanage yourself, like how fast things need to be done, when they need to be done, and all of like the small little nitpicky things, when it's good to have in place, you know, like goals, but not to be so hard on yourself about what is that expectation and when it happens. If your goal is to go to college, you don't need to tell yourself, I need to go to college before I'm 18. Like, you can say, I want to go to college. And whenever life allows you to and you feel most comfortable, you go to college. Simple. And like specifically for me, I felt like I was just like having a hard time with like being okay with like the timeline of things. Like I was like, in 4 months, our apartment's gonna be like fully furnished and everything's gonna be gorgeous and everything's gonna be decorated. And that's like quite literally not the case at all. And I was like, I'm gonna start this YouTube channel and I'm gonna post like once a week and everything's gonna be perfect and everything's gonna be great. And I had this like timeline planned for everything on this channel being so perfect, but it didn't work out because life happens. I got sad. I was going through life. I was trying to get comfortable with all the changes and it just didn't happen. And that's okay. I'm still alive. I still have so much to go. And I'm sitting in front of you guys making this video. So obviously things did in fact turned out well, just not in the way I had originally planned. So that's that. And so moving on to the second thing. Okie dokie. So the second point I've made since moving to Panama, I've always known this, but it's more or less like I'm making peace with it now. And it's that it is okay to be alone. You guys know I'm married. I have a husband. He and I have been together for 6 years. And he is my other half. We do things together, but outside of our marriage, you know, I have always had this yearning of like having close girlfriends, going out and about with my girly pops, and just having that connection and community. And I watched a lot of like social media, like vlogs and like TikToks, I guess, of like people that moved to like France or Japan or whatever. And the way they were like representing it to everyone was like they were making friends like this. They were making friends. They were out and about. They were turning up. And it doesn't happen like that. Or at least for me. I felt like I met a lot of people here. And I just felt like a lot of the people I was meeting were just not my people. Like we weren't connecting in the levels that I would have liked to. I feel like, especially whenever you're in your 20s, there's like so many different paths that we take in our youth. Some people get married and go on to like a traditional life. Some people are focused on like their health and wellness. Some people want to be like party animals and have a good time. And some people are like, no, I just want to travel. Or some people are very business and career oriented. And so there's like this array of like people that I meet in this journey, and not everyone fits, and that's okay. I was seeing a therapist when I first moved here, and she said something really cool. That she was like, making friends is essentially like dating. You don't just date the first person you meet. You meet a couple people, you might like them, you might think they're cute, or you might like their hobbies, you might have XYZ in common, but you might not like their background, or you might not like their political ideologies or whatever. That's literally what friendship is whenever you're an adult and you're trying to figure out who's your people, because you're like, damn, some of us are not in the same passages of life, and that's okay. But in that same breath, it is okay to just be by yourself. Like, I am learning to spend more time being in my own like mental, whether that's been working out, reading, or doing it is what it is to make me happy, because right now I'm just essentially dating myself or befriending myself, and I'm not lonely because my husband's here. But like I mentioned, I think it's very important, especially as a married couple, to like have external relationships and be able to connect with people platonically outside of your romantic relationship, whether married or dating or whatever. Your partner should not be your only form of like connection and socializing. So I am making sure that I'm making that time for myself and doing what I can. And even though sometimes I feel like I kind of suck at it, it's like baby steps. Like we mentioned in the first point, it's not going to happen like this. Things don't work out the way you think they are going to work out with the speed of life, but you just do what you can in that moment. So that is my second point. But moving on to my third point, I'll take a little sip of my kombucha. My third point is your childhood self was right. And so what I mean by this is actually a more fun one. I feel like for like the past 4 years, especially since COVID, I was just like, how can I self-improve myself and be better and find myself? And life is genuinely a full circle, because I realized that there really was no need to like find myself more specifically. It was going home to myself. I started doing a lot of the things that I liked doing as a kid. Like, I have been eating down the K-dramas. Like, I have been watching a lot of K-dramas. Currently, this is the one I'm watching right now. I'll try to put a little poster here. If y'all don't see the poster, mind your business, because I'm still learning how to edit. But I've been watching a lot of K-dramas. I grew up watching a lot of them as a kid, and now as an adult. And I love it. Younger me was right. They were fun, they were cool, they were everything to me. Younger me loved being creative, loved making art. She didn't have to be good at it. She just liked doing it because it felt good. And that's what I'm doing right now. Honestly, it'd be cool to have like this channel like blow up or have something cool out of it or monetize off of it. But I have quite literally no intentions of doing that, because I just want to make art because it makes me happy, and because I want to look back at it and say like, that's beautiful. That's what it means to me at the time. And so literally me moving here was listening to younger me as well, because younger me never wanted to live in America as much as I enjoyed my time there. I always wanted to stay here or move to a different country in, I don't know, Europe or Asia. And so me moving here was me listening to my childhood self, and she was right. I am, in fact, happier here. It's still a process. I'm still getting settled, but nonetheless, much happier here.
The older the kombucha is, the more like...
I know. Y'all, I've been gone for like an hour because my battery died, but I finished my kombucha, and I was telling Michael, I was like, why do I feel low-key a little drunk?
Yeah, I started a little glossy.
Dude, and it's funny because I don't drink, so like every little thing I'm just like... Anyways, so before I was rudely interrupted by the fact by my lack of preparation, because it's truthfully my fault. My fourth point would be timing. So what I mean by timing is that I feel like in America, it's very hustle and bustle, and we're just like, go, go, go. Like, you have to do this, you have to do that. Are you climbing the corporate ladder? Are you? And here, life is so much more slowed down. I mean, people really value spending time with your family, spending time with yourself. My coworkers are so lovely because they've been able to really bring me back home to the culture and what's changed and what hasn't changed. And they're like, girl, like, your weekends are your weekends. Like, you do not need to be like hustling or trying to figure out like all this other stuff at work. Like, when you clock out, you clock out. That's it. They have a very strict work-life balance here, which I'm so grateful for, because even like here, paid vacation is legally mandatory. You have to have every year 30 days of paid vacation. And I haven't gone on vacation this year because I was working with America brain. I was like, I need to climb the corporate ladder, I need to move up. And like, now that I've been here for a year, I'm just like, girl, life goes on. I want to spend more time with myself. I want to spend time with my family. I want to spend time getting to meet new people, getting to build community. And that has been something that's been very precious to me, is the importance of time. Because one day you wake up and you're trying to climb up the corporate ladder, and then the next day you wake up and it's been 10 years of you trying to do just that. And then you're like, where'd the time go? I feel like lost potential. I feel like I have left my character, my morals. And it was making me really sad too. That was like one of the points that made me kind of fall into like a depression upon moving here. It was that I was like, this is not who I am. And this is not who I want to be. And I just need to slow down. I just need to embrace the timing. And yeah. So next thing is actually connected to what we were just talking about. My next point is stop letting your 9 to 5 control your happiness and self-worth. So a little fun fact about me is I've never been relaxed, ever. And with the job I had, I took a lot of responsibilities. I work for a company that's based in America, in New York, but I am working from here. And the company that I'm specifically working for, my boss is actually insane. I wish there was nicer ways of me saying this, but she's not it. But nonetheless, I had put in my mind that I was like, I'm going to work really hard. I'm going to be the best of the best at my job. I'm going to really strive to impress everyone. I'm going to get that promotion and I'm just going to do a wonderful job. I'm going to get that new role. And I was like literally driving myself trying to do so, try to please this lady that like quite literally didn't give a fuck about me. She was just seeing me as, once again, another corporate employee that she can move around to benefit herself and her position. And I have woken up and realized, like, pause. I literally have never wanted to work in corporate, ever. I have no interest in staying at a 9 to 5 job. Not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but because I'm eternally grateful for the position I have. I get paid very well. I work in this beautiful building. I have very kind coworkers, but it felt like I was running away from myself. I was not following my dreams. I was not being the person that I felt I really am. I have the aspirations of going to college here, going to culinary school, starting my own business, making more time to do creative things. And I genuinely have like a step-by-step plan. Like I have goals and aspirations and that I want to attain in that aspect. But I fully neglected that because I was so busy trying to focus on like being the best of the best in my job. And I did all of that for like, I've been working there now for a year. And I did all of that literally for no reason, because yes, I did get a raise, but my position, like I didn't get the position I was wanting. Instead, they decided to hire outside of our team for the position that I had already been doing for free for like 3 months. That's when I realized, I was like, girl, these people don't care about you, and you need to care about yourself and honor yourself way more, because at the end of the day, 80 years from now, do you want to be like, oh, I finally got that position, or I went ahead and followed my dreams, even though I was scared of it not turning out the way I wanted, but I'm glad I did it because I was passionate and I was happy. So, and if you want to stay at this 9-to-5 job, what is your happiness? Is it spending more time with your family? Is it maybe picking up a new hobby? Is it, I don't fucking know. Like, is it learning a new language? Do that. You can still work that job and make that clear line of, oh, it's 5, I gotta go home. I'm not staying late. No. I'm going home because I have hobbies, passions outside of work. I don't live to work. I work to live because unfortunately we live under capitalism. But nonetheless, put yourself first. Put yourself, your happiness, and your aspirations first because that's quite literally all that matters. Learning lesson number 6. You are never too old to follow your dreams. Those two kind of connect with each other. I remember I was talking to my therapist when I first moved here, and I was telling her, like, honestly, I feel like lost potential. I'm 23, which is very young, but I was like, I go on social media and I see my peers who are like, they bought their first house and they bought this like luxury car and they moved to New York, and it's just like milestone after milestone after milestone, and it makes me so happy for them, but it made me feel less of a person. And I was like, well, I dropped out of college in Texas and I haven't gone back, or I haven't bought the house, or I haven't. And then this comparison game was like driving me insane. I just kept feeling like a ticking time bomb, and the time bomb in question is my age. And honestly, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you debut your first album when you're 50. It doesn't matter if you buy that house finally whenever you're 70. It really doesn't matter, because what matters is the process and what you learn and who you meet during all of it. And I'm learning to embrace that, honestly, even though it makes me sad sometimes. I mean, I'm human. I'm gonna self-loathe and compare myself, but I've been trying to do this like rewiring or like reframing of my thoughts and opinions, where I'm just like, girl, you moved to a whole different country. I think you're okay. And so, yeah, you're never too old to follow your dreams. I was really scared to enroll in university here because I was like, I'm going to be so old. Like, I'm going to be so much older than everybody else. And it's just like, who cares? Once I graduate and I have that, that learning under my belt and I have that degree, do you think I'm going to care about when I did it? No, I'm going to be proud of myself nonetheless because I did it. And my mom and I were talking about this because my mom's thinking about going to school. And I'm sorry, mommy, I have to disclose your age, but my mom just turned 52. And she's like, I'm going back to school and I'm so excited. And it's just like, my mom's going back to school and she's 52 and she's so excited. She's not thinking about her age. She's not thinking about the fact that she might be in school with like 19-year-olds because no one cares. So that brings me to my next point, which is some things are meant to just be hobbies. So I, like every other Gen Z / modern day human being, was like, I would like to capitalize off of anything I like to do. Like, if I like to cook, I want to make money off of it. If I'm making YouTube videos, I need to make money off of it. Like, I can never just think of like, oh, I want to do this just because I like it and it's like kind of fun. And we need to bring that back, truthfully, honestly. So I have already decided like what my career path is going to be. Like I mentioned a little bit earlier, I'm going down the culinary road. I am wanting to do like wanting to be a private chef and do mainly a center focus of pastry, caterings, and things of that sort. And yeah, with that in mind, I'm okay with choosing this one thing that I'm extremely passionate about, making it my specialty, and becoming the best version of myself I can be in that world in order to make money off of it. But that is that. Anything else that I'm doing, I'm truthfully doing it just for sheer pleasure. I'm doing it to express myself creatively. I'm doing it to make memories. I'm doing it to challenge myself. I don't need to make any financial gain from it. And I think making that clear differentiation between this is my career path, this is my hobby, is very special. Like, I do Pilates. I'm trying to be more consistent with it, but I'm doing Pilates and I'm just like, I love this. This is fun. This is a good time. That does not mean I want to be a fitness influencer. No. It just means that I like this, and I might take a quick little video of it for my vlogs, and that's it. And just leave it at that. That's okay. I've grown up being very into music and singing and all of that, and I haven't done it in a while, but I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna start going to like karaoke bars and like singing for fun, and maybe I'll go to like some open mics, not expecting to be like scouted and like I'm gonna become like the next, I don't know, Rihanna. No, like it's just because it's fun, it's nice, it creates good memories. It's okay to do things simply just for the plot of the movie. We don't need to make money off of everything we do, y'all. Would we like to? Absolutely. So point number 8 is realizing your family is insane is okay. And I don't mean this in like a mean way. There's a lot of family members that I have here in Panama. Majority of my family is here. And when I first moved here, I really wanted to connect with them, and I really wanted to make that beautiful bond like happen, because I have always had this like dream and aspiration of having like the big family. I grew up with family parties and family gatherings and just doing everything in family. Like I wanted that connection. That did not happen. It did not happen because I learned that unfortunately not everybody wants the best for you. I like, not to get too personal and too deep into it, I like fell into a pretty like deep depression, and like I was like really being mean to myself over the fact that like I had met with my biological dad for the first time in like, I don't know, like 12 years, and I did not have a relationship with him in America. I truthfully didn't want anything to do with him. My mom encouraged me to when I was a child, but I was just like, I really don't want to. But as an adult, I came here and I was like, fuck it, let's give him a chance, let's see what things go. And I see why childhood me was right, which was my other point earlier. Sometimes you know things as a child and you're aware of it, but older you is trying to convince you that people can change and things can change, and sometimes people don't. And that's okay. You don't need to have the picture perfect family. You don't need to have that like beautiful coming home, like moving back to your motherland and connecting with everyone and feeling like you're honoring your ancestry. It's not like that for everyone, unfortunately. It wasn't like that for me. And now I've decided that I can set boundaries, and I can say, look, we are blood relatives, and that's it. You over there, me over here. And that is okay. That was one of the like genuinely the biggest thing I have come to terms with since moving here. A lot of people felt the need to have their 2 cents on like me moving here or my decisions, and a lot of these people have never called me to ask how I'm doing or what I'm doing or what are like. I think it's crazy to feel entitled to have an opinion on someone's life, and you can't even say what their favorite color is. That's okay. It's okay to be like, hey, it is what it is, and you keep it pushing. You don't cry, you cry and you get yourself back up, because family is not the blood relatives, but the people along the way that really matter to you. Not to say that there's not family members that I got to rekindle a relationship with that I didn't enjoy. Like my stepdad raised me. I love my stepdad. Me and my husband have spent time with him, and me and my stepdad have been like reconnecting, and we spent some time apart after my parents split, and it was like really beautiful to have that connection again, and have someone be like, I'm so proud of you. So as you grow older, you learn that not everything is as it seems, and we make peace with it. We move on, we grow, and we find people that love us. So yeah. Moving along to point number 9, which is setting boundaries is crucial in adulthood. Setting boundaries for everyone, like I mentioned. Family members being like, nope, you can't ask that question. That is inappropriate. I don't like that. Or friends, old friends, new friends, being like, hey, I don't feel comfortable with this, and that. And I know a lot of people are like, Imani, that's literally a given. Like, we know that. But we consciously know that, yet we still continue to let people to overstep our boundaries. Me, you, the person next door, we all do it. It's like human, because it's that like people pleasing tendency sometimes, or that guilt. You feel like you owe people something. And adulthood is being able to stand firm in your moral compass, in your decisions, and be like, I don't like this. I have set this boundary to protect myself, to protect my feelings, and I'm not gonna let you overrun that. So that was one of the biggest things I had to, not the biggest thing, but like close to my family like awakening. It was very important for me to be like, you know what, girl, I know you want this. I know childhood you wants you to, for this to work so badly, but you have to set that boundary for your own mental sanity, for your own like self-respect, because y'all, we're gonna have to have a sit down one day, and I'm gonna have to tell y'all, because there were some things that were said that I was like, what the fuck? And I had to make that clear, like we're not doing that. But I digress. And my final point is very sweet, very quick, is romanticizing the highs and the lows of moving abroad. It is not all gonna be pretty. It's gonna be rough. You're gonna have to you're gonna have to become accustomed to the society, the culture, the language, everything. And it's not gonna be like from one day to another. It's just like, I feel so at home. Like, I'm from here. I was born here. I spent a lot of time here as a child, and I still felt like out of place. I still sometimes feel out of place. And that's like a normal thing. You're gonna have your highs, you're gonna have your lows, but you're gonna have to just love every single moment of it, because it's part of the memory, it's part of the experience that I think is very, very special. Y'all, I had to put my glasses back on because I felt like I was looking a little crazy, and I'm so sorry for like the change in like lighting. It has been raining, and it's just been getting darker and darker and darker. Like, I'm like flashing on myself with my phone. So I had to cut the last clip into this clip. So, and also not too much. If you guys are like, damn, this video is a mess, it is my first time. I'm just a baby. Okay. So, back to the point that I was making about romanticizing every single part of moving abroad. It's not going to be easy. It's actually really fucking hard. I saved a lot to come here, and even then we were like, we could really use another 50,000. But it's fine. When you're 20, you're learning about finances, you're learning about yourself, you're learning about literally everything, and it's fine. You will be okay. You just have to work hard, be mindful, and enjoy every single moment of it. Stop comparing yourself to like the internet and being like, well, this person graduated at the top of their class from their university. This person now works for Google. This person bought a mansion. Who cares? You are at the time and place that you're meant to be in, and you need to sit in it, enjoy the beauty of it, and go like face forward. Like, everything that it is that you want from life will come to you as long as you believe in yourself, as long as you apply yourself. And that is exactly what I've trying to put myself in that headspace for. Because the same way that I'm comparing myself to these people, there's someone out there that's like, oh, like, I wish I could move to a different country, or like, oh, I wish that I could get married. And I'm looking at those same people and being like, girl, you have the nicest house I've ever seen in my life. You have my dream job, or you have, you went to this prestigious university. Comparison really is the thief of joy, and don't let it take that from you. But this is essentially everything the top 10 things that I wanted to discuss with you guys about what I've learned since moving abroad. It's been a very romantic and heartbreaking experience. I feel like I'm coming home to myself. I'm learning about myself, my aspirations, I want from life, genuinely. It's really special. It really is a special experience. And I'm looking forward to taking you guys in the journey of everything else that I'm doing. And with everything being said, I am planning on being more consistent in making YouTube videos. I don't want to say I'm going to be posting every week because I might be lying to you. But hopefully I can post bi-weekly and do vlogs of what I'm doing. We are still decorating this house. We are still going furniture shopping, and I would love to invite you guys to come with me to do all of these things, to show you guys how beautiful this country is. It really is an experience. So I have a couple videos planned. I'm gonna be filming in the next couple days, and yeah, I love you guys. I hope that life is treating you with a lot of love. I hope that we see each other again. And if you have any thoughts, ideas, opinions, things that you want to go back and forth on, you can go to the comment section. And if you like this type of layout, also let me know, because I was thinking, like, I have a lot of things to say, just like everybody else, you know? But I am not like a podcast layout person. I really like to kind of have the visuals and like share that with people. Personally, I listen to a lot of podcasts. But I like, in the sense of creativity, I'd like to have the visuals to it. But if you like this sort of layout and you want to have more discussions, or you want to hear my takes on a couple different things, let me know. And yeah, I love you guys. I hope that you are in love with life. And I want to leave you with: follow your dreams, be happy, embrace the good and the bad. Romanticize your life because it's yours and it's the only one that you'll remember. So I will see you guys in the next video. Mwah, I love you. Keep it safe, keep it cute.